Hello my darlings, in today's video we are going to get into Disciple. Disciple is an independent British skincare brand. As you know, that is my jam. This is a brand I have been getting to know over the last 2 years and I am deeply impressed. Disciple focuses their formulations on healing and soothing the skin. The ingredients have been chosen to support us both internally and externally. In fact, I have decided to do this video in 2 parts because I really want to get into everything and give an in-depth review, because I want to use this video as a reference in the future. I plan to be rocking with Disciple for as long as possible. I really like the brand. Now, a tiny disclaimer, because these things are important. I have worked with the brand in the past and I am on their PR list, but they don't make influencers walk on glass for PR. They are very open in the way we create. In fact, they don't know I'm doing this video. They have not asked for it. I just really rate this brand and this video is important for reference for me and for you. Let's start with the products that really caught my attention. The products that made me think, okay, I want to know Disciple a little bit more. And that is their facial oils. They have 2 oils in their line. They have Dreamy Skin and Good Skin. I met them through a discovery kit, and the discovery kit comes with both of the oils in 10 ml size, and it was more than enough to know, yes, I want more of Disciple. Speaking of facial oils, I am one of those people who really thrives with them. I've gotten to a point where I can even sense the quality of an oil. I can really tell whether a facial oil is standing out on my skin or not. So take that into consideration as you're listening to my review. I feel like I really know facial oils. Let's start with Good Skin. It is exactly what it says on the skin. It is Good Skin. It is an oil that I found to be very balancing. I never quite broke out when I had this oil in my routine. I currently don't have it in my routine, but I have gone through, I would say, 3 bottles and outstanding. It is an oil I would highly recommend if you have acne prone skin, if you have oily skin. Try it out. It is so lightweight on the skin, so healing and soothing. And I also want to stress an ingredient that is in this oil, which is rosemary. Over the years, I have found that rosemary can be quite balancing on my skin, quite soothing, and holds back any potential breakouts. With saying that, I am not particularly acne prone, but I do have combination skin. I get oilier in my T-zone and I'm normal everywhere else. And when I have Good Skin in my routine, my oils are very tempered. This is a really good oil. It's Good Skin. That's it. Now, some of the ingredients in Good Skin are turmeric oil, the rosemary that I had mentioned, there's grapeseed oil, geranium and ashwagandha oil. There's also some tea tree oil, once again supporting that acne prone skin. It is a beautiful blend of an oil. I highly recommend it, and I definitely give it a 4 out of 5. Next up is Dreamy Skin. Now, this is their night oil. I would say you would take Good Skin as your day oil, but of course you can use it in the evening. But Dreamy Skin is definitely a night oil. This oil has retinol within it, which falls under the retinol umbrellas, and we all know what retinols do. They really surface the skin, they support you with your anti-aging goals, well-aging goals, let's use that word, and they really support acne-prone skin. Now, when I first met Dreamy Skin, that was my first rodeo with anything with retinol, and it just deeply impressed me. Once again, one of the standout products for me when it comes to Disciple. As I said, this was my first rodeo with retinol. So I did purge a bit, and I'll explain how I used this oil. I would use it for 2 weeks on a trot, then take it out of my routine, then use it 2 weeks at a trot. So when I was using it, I would get spots coming up, but not really with the head. There were not spots I could necessarily push out of my skin, but I knew it was my skin purging. It wasn't offensive. It's not something that I couldn't cover with makeup. It did not become painful or anything like that. But immediately I took the oil out of my routine, the skin just went, just everything flattened out. The glow was incredible. Oh, just a beautiful oil. Another thing that adds to its beauty is that it has frankincense, jasmine, and chamomile. So it smells really sweet and earthy and cocooning. It's just the perfect night oil. It has been done so well. I don't know if I've said this already, but this is definitely one of my standout products from the brand. Some of the other ingredients in this oil are rosehip oil, grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, and ashwagandha oil. A solid 4 out of 5 from me. Now I'm going to grab my phone for a little bit of reference so we can talk about the next products that I've tried from Disciple, and these are the mists. I did buy some and quite a few of them were sent to me in PR as well. This is the part of Disciple where I feel falls a little bit short, but I get it. I think they're still brand loyal, creative wise. Their facial mists are basically floral waters with a bit of antioxidants, or rather the adaptogens that they're using. And they don't really stand out on my skin. And I think that's because my hydration game is super strong. When it comes to watery skincare, I don't want floral waters. I want a little bit more than that. And these never stood out in any of my routines. They were lovely to have, but they never stood out in my routines. I also find them to be a little bit spendy for what they are. They are just floral waters, but I'm not a hater. I'm just giving my experience. Now let's move on to some masks and treatments. Interesting that Disciple has chosen to put this under their mask and treatment section, but this is the Healthy Boundaries SPF 15 lip balm. Now, when it comes to lip balms that have SPF, I do not have a lot of experience on the matter. In fact, this is my first lip balm with SPF. I know, blah, blah, blah. All I can say is it kind of surprised me. I've always had this assumption that lip balms with SPF would be a little bit chalky and very uncomfortable on the skin and quite drying, because I find sunscreen on my face to be drying. This was not. It was well done. It's quite moisturizing, behaves beautifully under lipstick. I have got this under my lipstick right now. It also has no white cast. Great ingredients. I'll give you some of them. There's jojoba seed oil in this. There are few waxes as well. There's also olive oil as well, and of course the SPF. Not a bad lip balm. It's not game changing, because I also have very dry lips and I have very little context when it comes to SPF lip balms, but that's that. Next up is What Spot Dots. Right, this is not my type of skincare. When it comes to dealing with breakouts, I like to lean into a lot of hydration in my skin, and I feel like that's one of the reasons I don't break out that much. My moisture barrier is in tip-top condition, and I will say it again, I'm not acne prone, but on the rare occasion I do get a spot very violently, you know, usually due to stress or me overindulging in something like cheese or chocolate. And these did the thing, you know. They're quite soothing, they're okay, you know. As I said, this is not my type of skincare, but quite a lot of people love these dots. I always see them on Instagram, people saying I love these, they soothe this. They get great reviews on their website. So if acne spots are your thing, maybe you can check this out. I'm not the best to review them. I'll just leave it at that. Next up with me is the Downtime Overnight Mask. Now quickly, before we get into this, when it comes to overnight masks, I find them to be a very fancy name for moisturizer. And when you use the word overnight mask, sleeping mask, I want gorgeous texture. Texture is very important. I want to feel that cocoon, you know. I want to feel covered. This doesn't quite do it for me. Now this also has retinol in it, but it didn't particularly stand out on my skin. And I also think because the oil made such an impression on me, and I prefer the texture of the oil over the texture of this moisturizer, it's not quite doing it for me. I also don't expect the earth from my moisturizers and overnight masks. You know, I want the strength of my routine to be in the middle. Everything that I use in the middle. My serums, my essences, my toners. That's where I want my skincare to do its heaviest work. When it comes to moisturizers, just cover it up. Just, you know, seal that moisture in, seal all those good ingredients in. So I don't need a product like this in my routine. I also want to add just a little bit more context. When it comes to my skin type and my skincare ways, once again, it's hard for a product like this to stand out. My skin is in tip-top conditions. I have a facial every 2 weeks. So I think this would serve somebody who has a much simpler routine than I do. Somebody who does less than they do on their skin. It's far from offensive. It's far from offensive. In fact, I would recommend it. I just wanted a little bit more of an experience. I wanted a better texture. I wanted to always be impressed with the way my skin looked. And considering the ingredients, my desires are valid. I was supposed to get all that and I didn't. As I had said, the ingredient deck is stunning. There's aloe in this, there's sodium hyaluronate, there's the retinol, there's avocado oil, there's cucumber oil, there's a green tea infusion, there's some flaxseed oil. Beautiful, beautiful standout ingredient deck. Just didn't shine on Ije's skin. And with that being said, I am going to give this product a 3 out of 5. Next up is Intervention. Can we just also give Disciple a round of applause for naming all their products so well, so well. Intervention is exactly what it says on the tin. It is one of those masks that pack a punch. In fact, it was one of my star products of 2022. It's exactly how I love my exfoliating products to be. It did a beautiful job leaving the skin extremely polished while nourishing the skin. Oh, yes. It's an easy 4 out of 5 from me. It's a potent product. It's not something that you can abuse. It's the kind of product you use once a week, every 10 days, the product that you use before a big event, the night before, and you know you have gorgeous glowy skin. The only reason I don't currently have it in my routine is because I have another mask that I'm using, an exfoliating mask. But once that's done, I'm buying Intervention. Intervention is one of those products that you don't need another exfoliating mask. Like, I feel like I don't need another exfoliating mask. Product comes into my life through PR, you know, so if I only had the opportunity to buy my products, I would only buy Intervention. It fits that part of my skincare so well and satisfies me so well. It's just such a good mask. Before we get into the ingredients, I did mention how potent this mask is. It definitely is. It's not the kind of mask that you can abandon on your skin, because I am known to do that. I will put on a mask and leave it for like an hour, 90 minutes. This one, you cannot do that. I have tried that and it did not go well for me. I had to focus on healing and soothing the skin very seriously for the next 4 days. But it's a beautiful mask. Just approach with caution. I would prefer to recommend it to people who are very comfortable with exfoliation, with AHs and BHs and of higher strengths. Let me share with you some of the beautiful ingredients in Intervention. The sunflower oil, glycerin, baobab seed oil. The exfoliation comes from lactic, glycolic and malic acid. There's also fruit extracts in this from apple, blueberry, sugarcane and grape. Another standout product for me from Disciple, an easy 4 out of 5. We're going to end this video with a go-to balm. This is the only balm in Disciple's line. It is just a blend of butters and oils. And it's good, you know, no crazy promises. What I really like is the marketing behind it, or rather how they want us to use the product. I'll read what Disciple has to say about the balm. For dry lips, elbows, cuticles, cracked heels, as a highlighter, a cleanser, or an in-flight mask. I really like that. Very clever marketing, because it gives you a lot of context about how to play with this. And it really fits my skincare ethos as well. I really do like multitasking products. And to me, a balm is just a balm. Any balm can be used for anything. You can use it exactly how Disciple wants us to use the go-to balm, you know, and I like that for this. Did it stand out to me? No, but it's a good balm. There's nothing wrong with it. Not something I would repurchase, but something I definitely recommend. Let's get into some ingredients. The sweet almond oil in this, rosehip seed oil, grape seed oil, mango butter and shea butter. As I said, it's a simple thing, you know, nothing complicated, no big promises. So with that, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. A 3 out of 5. And for now, that's that. I am going to continue diving into Disciple and hopefully come back to you within 6 months with the second part to this review. As per usual, down in the description box, I will make sure to fill up the description box with all the details of everything I have talked about in this video. I want to thank you so much for being here. My name is Ijeoma, and I'll see you soon.